There is a bag of activated charcoal on a Holmes County farmhouse shelf that cost $3.49 8 months ago. It is still more than half full. In those 8 months, the family used it to filter water during a 2-week period when their spring box needed cleaning and reconstruction, to treat a child's stomach illness after suspected food contamination, to whiten teeth as part of a monthly oral care routine, and to eliminate the persistent odor in the chest freezer that stored venison from the previous fall's hunt. 4 applications, 1 bag, 8 months, $3.49s. I want to tell you what activated charcoal actually is before I describe the applications, because the word charcoal on a product label sounds primitive in a way that obscures the extraordinary chemistry behind the material. Charcoal is carbon produced by heating organic material, wood, coconut shells, coal, in the absence of oxygen. The pyrolysis process that produces charcoal creates a porous carbon structure with significant surface area. Activated charcoal takes this process further. After the initial charcoal production, the material is activated through exposure to steam, carbon dioxide, or chemical agents at temperatures between 600 and 1200 degrees Celsius. The activation process creates an enormous number of additional pores throughout the carbon structure, micropores at the molecular scale, that dramatically increase the total surface area of the material. The surface area of activated charcoal ranges from 500 to 3,000 square meters per gram, depending on the source material and activation process. 1 gram of activated charcoal, approximately the volume of a small pea, has a surface area equivalent to 3 to 7 tennis courts. That surface area is the mechanism behind every application I'm going to describe. It is available for adsorption, the process by which molecules adhere to a surface rather than being absorbed into it. A large surface area means a large capacity for adsorbing molecules from whatever gas or liquid the charcoal contacts. The Amish have used wood charcoal as a water filtration and medicinal compound since before the United States existed. The family book entries for charcoal use in Holmes County predate the commercial activated charcoal products by generations. The knowledge arrived from Germany and Switzerland, where charcoal filtration of drinking water and charcoal treatment of gastrointestinal illness were documented medical practices from at least the 17th century. The commercial activated charcoal products sold today, the Brita cartridge, the charcoal toothpaste, the odor absorber bag, the capsules, are the same material with the same mechanism packaged in separate branded containers for separate retail categories. The $3.49 bag contains the same activated charcoal that all 4 commercial products contain. The $46 price difference across the 4 commercial equivalents is the cost of the branding, the packaging, the retail markup, and the marketing that positioned 4 applications of one material as 4 separate product categories. The Amish water filtration application of activated charcoal addresses the specific category of water contaminants that the charcoal's adsorption mechanism handles most effectively: organic chemical compounds, chlorine, chloramine, and certain heavy metals including lead. Activated charcoal does not filter everything. It does not remove dissolved minerals, calcium, magnesium, sodium, from water. It does not remove nitrates, fluoride, or most dissolved salts. It does not remove bacterial contamination reliably at gravity filtration rates. What it does remove with exceptional effectiveness is organic chemical compounds, pesticide residues, pharmaceutical residues, industrial solvents, disinfection byproducts from chlorination, and the volatile organic compounds that give tap water its characteristic taste and odor. The Holmes County family used activated charcoal filtration during the 2-week spring box reconstruction because their spring water source, while biologically clean from the spring's natural filtration, sometimes contains elevated organic compound levels during high rainfall periods when surface water mixes. The activated charcoal gravity filter they assembled from a 5-gallon food-grade bucket with a drilled bottom, a layer of fine gravel, a layer of activated charcoal, and a second layer of gravel removes the organic compound load from the spring discharge during these periods. The construction cost was $8 in materials, plus the $3.49 charcoal. The commercial equivalent, a gravity-fed ceramic filter, sells for $45 to $80. The food poisoning and accidental ingestion protocol is the application where activated charcoal's medical use is most extensively documented in the clinical literature. Activated charcoal is used in hospital emergency departments as a treatment for certain types of poisoning and medication overdose. The mechanism is straightforward. The enormous surface area absorbs the toxic compound from the gastrointestinal contents before it can be absorbed. The charcoal toxin complex passes through the digestive system without the toxin being absorbed. The critical constraint is the 2-hour window. Activated charcoal is effective for absorbing compounds that are still in the stomach. Compounds already absorbed into the bloodstream cannot be removed. The Holmes County protocol for suspected food poisoning. 1 teaspoon of food-grade activated charcoal powder dissolved in a glass of water, consumed immediately. This is appropriate for suspected mild food poisoning from bacterial toxins, still primarily in the gastrointestinal tract. It is not a substitute for emergency medical treatment in cases of severe poisoning, large ingestion of toxic substances, or severe symptoms. One critical warning about medication timing. Activated charcoal adsorbs medications as effectively as it adsorbs toxins. If you take prescription medications, do not use activated charcoal within 2 to 4 hours of your medication dose. The charcoal will prevent the medication's absorption, effectively eliminating the therapeutic effect for that dose. The Amish household I am describing does not take prescription medications regularly, consistent with the broader Amish health profile. For households with regular prescription use, the food poisoning application requires careful timing relative to medication schedules. The tooth whitening application is the one that generates the most skepticism when I describe it to people who have seen the dental marketing. The skepticism is reasonable because the dental whitening market is built on the narrative that tooth whitening requires peroxide chemistry. Activated charcoal whitens teeth through a completely different mechanism that does not involve chemical bleaching of enamel. The adsorption mechanism that works in the water filter and the food poisoning treatment works in the mouth as well. When activated charcoal is brushed gently, the porous surface adsorbs the tannin compounds, food pigments, and surface stains that accumulate on enamel. The charcoal binds them and removes them mechanically from the enamel surface when the charcoal is rinsed away. The whitening effect is visible from the first use for teeth with surface staining. It does not change the intrinsic color of the enamel. It produces results equivalent to whitening strips without the hydrogen peroxide exposure that some dentists have expressed concern about for long-term integrity. Application: wet a soft bristle toothbrush. Dip in powder. Brush gently for 2 minutes. Rinse thoroughly. Use once per week, not daily. The Holmes County family uses this protocol once per week as a supplement to their regular tooth cleaning routine with Castile soap. The refrigerator odor elimination application requires no protocol beyond placement. Fill an open container or cloth bag with activated charcoal. The charcoal adsorbs the volatile organic compounds. Replace or refresh by spreading the charcoal in direct sunlight for 2 to 3 hours. Commercial refrigerator absorbers use the same activated charcoal in branded packaging and do not include the regeneration instruction. The garden application connects to the biochar system. Food-grade activated charcoal exhausted from the water filter is not waste. It is biochar. The exhausted charcoal from the water filter goes directly into the garden beds as a soil amendment. Nothing is wasted. Every stage of the charcoal's use produces a useful output before the next stage begins. The commercial product replacement calculation for activated charcoal follows the pattern that has been consistent across every video in this series since video 31. The pattern reflects the same underlying economic structure, a multi-purpose compound that has been marketed as multiple single-purpose products. This generates revenue that a single multi-purpose product cannot generate at any realistic price point. Commercial activated charcoal water filter cartridges cost $7.49 each. 4 per year is $29.96. Bulk charcoal for DIY gravity filter replacement costs $150 per year. Annual saving, $28.46. Commercial food poisoning capsules cost $19.95 for 90 capsules. 1 bottle per year, $19.95. Bulk charcoal equivalent dose cost, 15 cents per treatment. 4 treatments per year, 60 cents. Annual saving, $19.35. Branded whitening toothpaste, $9.99 per tube. 4 tubes per year, $39.96. Bulk charcoal for weekly application, 80 cents per year. Annual saving, $39.16. Commercial refrigerator odor absorbers cost $19.96 per year. Bulk charcoal in a cloth bag, 50 cents per year. Total commercial cost, $109.83 per year. Bulk charcoal for all 4, $340 per year. Annual saving, $106.43. Over 20 years, $2,128.60. The Holmes County bag cost $349 8 months ago. Over 20 years, this protocol has saved over $2,000. The charcoal has been in the family book since before any of the commercial products existed. Filtration predates brands by generations. Tooth whitening was not a commercial category. It was just something you did with charcoal when your teeth needed attention. The products didn't produce better outcomes. They produced branded packaging, retail placement, and recurring revenue. Drop in the comments which of the 4 uses you were not aware of before this video. Because the Brita cartridge, the toothpaste, the odor absorber, and the capsules are all just activated charcoal. The bag at the natural food store costs $3.49. The chemistry is identical. It does not come with the markup. The chemistry hasn't changed since the 17th century, when a German farmer put charcoal in his water bucket. He noticed that the water tasted cleaner. It still does.